If you were a kid in the 70s or 80s, you probably remember seeing these wild, colorful ads in comic books. We had things like x-ray glasses, magic tricks, boxes of toy soldiers, and of course sea monkeys, the instant pets that you could train and watch do tricks. I was fascinated by those ads. I mean, look at this artwork. How could you not want a family of these little guys hanging out in your living room? But my parents, they weren't buying it. No sea monkeys for me. And yet here we are decades later. I finally ordered a retro sea monkey kit from Transcience's official website, the same company that ran those iconic ads back in the day. The tracking number says that's here. Let's head to the mailbox. Here it is. I'm just as excited as I would have been as a kid, even if I now know that they're just brine shrimp and not a cool little family of sea creatures to hang out with. Let's take it inside and see what's in the box. All right, let's open it up. Okay, first up, we've got a thank you note, and it has a personalized note that says, Matt, when using the plasma, 4 small scoops are equal to 1 large scoop. So I'm not sure what that means, but it's cool that we've got a personalized note here. And then what else inside the box? We've got the kit itself, and then just some bubble wrap. Spoiler alert, here they are alive and kicking. I filmed all this a few weeks ago so that we could get it all in one video. So yeah, let's go back to where we left off with the unboxing. All right, here it is. This retro packaging is awesome. When I ordered the kit, it was clear that the aquarium itself was the same thing that you can get in the toy section of your local department store. But this is the retro, the classic Sea Monkeys Ocean Zoo, and they've really leaned into the nostalgic branding on this one. The retro artwork is by Joe Orlando, a comic book artist who designed a lot of the original Sea Monkeys ads. And since I'm a sucker for nostalgia, I paid a little bit extra for the fancy packaging, and I'm stoked. So yeah, on the front here, we've got the classic family that we remember from the comic books. On the side here, there's a retro ad, just like the comic book. Maybe a little bit summary of the instructions and stuff on the back, more ads, and then more shots of the family. So this is a really cool packaging. I'm stoked on that. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Let's see, so first thing, we've got the aquarium unit itself. Then we've got the instructions, and this has that classic, I don't know what you call it, illustrations from Joe Orlando from back in the day as well, so they kind of reproduced this in a retro style, so that's really cool. And then we've got the, I don't know what they call this, air pump or pipette or something to get water bubbles into the water, so that's really cool. So I'll read these instructions in a minute, but let's open up the tank here. But I think the tank itself is the same, like I said, as you could get at your local department store. So there's a few things in here. The first one is a little baggie, and it's got these packets for the 1, 2, 3, and I guess 4. Looks like maybe there's some doubles, but we'll go over that in a few minutes. And here's the little feeding spoon. Got some stickers, so this is cool. If you follow my channel, you know that I absolutely love stickers, so these are cool. And yeah, I really love this one here with the family, the mom and the dad with the little baby. So that's cool. And then there's some sort of insert inside of the aquarium. And looking at this, we've got a little bit of a timeline of history of packaging and advertising. And then on the other side, we've got a mini history of the original world famous instant pets. So yeah, I guess before we go any further, I'm going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to read these instructions, and then we'll start here with step number 1 and see how far we can get today. The instructions are super straightforward. There's really 3 main steps with a 4th for ongoing care. There's some more detailed information on the back here, so I'm going to fill it up. Again, there's a fill line there on the back, so let's, okay. Then we've got our packet number 1. And that's the water purifier. And it says to stir it up. We'll let this sit for 24 hours, and then we'll come back tomorrow, and then we'll add the eggs and see what happens then. Okay, so it's been 24 hours since I put in packet number 1, so we're going to move on to packet number 2 here, which are the instant live eggs. So let's cut this open. Take the lid off. And we'll pour the eggs in. Okay, and then they want you to stir this up. Okay, so that's it. They are called instant eggs, so I know that some of them, they'll be very microscopic. You'll have to use a magnifying glass, but they say that some of them will hatch actually pretty quickly. Others will take a couple hours, and then yeah, it could take a few days to up to a couple of weeks for them to fully hatch. Okay, so it's been about 24 hours since I put the eggs in the water here, and some of them have definitely hatched. I can see one swimming around. They're swimming towards this little flashlight I've got here to make it easier to see, but yeah, they're really tiny. I counted maybe 5, 10, 15 in there, but yeah, they're really hard to see, so we'll come back tomorrow and see if they've grown any. Okay, so it's been a week. They're still pretty tiny inside, but definitely there's a whole bunch of them swimming around in here. One thing that you're supposed to do is every day when they're young is use this syringe pipette thing here and blast bubbles in to help aerate the water. Okay, so after 5 to 7 days, you're supposed to feed them for the first time. And it's been 1 week since I dropped the eggs in. So it says to give them 1 level scoop once a week, so that's it right there. Probably can't see, but just toss it in. Yeah, I'll keep aerating them, keep feeding them, and we'll watch them grow. I'll check back in a few days. Okay, so it's been just over 2 weeks since I first added the sea monkeys to the water here. I fed them about a week ago. I need to feed them again. But also step 4 here is this plasma 3, and it says to do this after about 10 days. And it says to add 3 big scoops, and that's where this note card comes back into play. That they say that 4 small scoops are equal to 1 large scoop. 1, 2, 12. Stir this water. I guess while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put the oxygen bubbles in. Let's go ahead and do our 1 small scoop of food. All right, other than adding oxygen, I think we're good to let these guys do their thing for another week or so. But yeah, it's been fun to see them start to grow. Some of them are getting a little bit big, and there's actually quite a few in them, more than I expected. It did say that they like water that's above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. My office here is over the garage. It's winter time, and it's a little bit chilly in here. It's usually around 68, 69. So a little bit on the low end. So they said it's fine, but they may not grow as large as if they were in a warmer environment. But they are growing, so I'm excited about that. All right, we'll let them keep going, and I'll check back in a few more days. Okay, so here we are 3.5 weeks later, and I've got to say that these little guys have made a surprisingly fun desk pet. And no, they don't look anything like the royalty in the ads, but they're oddly fascinating to watch. They're always on the move, floating and darting around. So here's the thing, sea monkeys may not have lived up to the wild promises of those old ads, but there's something magical about hatching them. It's like bringing a piece of childhood imagination to life. It's funny to think back on how much I wanted these as a kid. Those ads made them seem larger than life. I mean, teaching them tricks, little sea monkey families with crowns and smiles, total genius from a marketing perspective. But the reality, they're brine shrimp, quirky little creatures that somehow became an icon of retro pop culture. Still, it's the memories that stick. Those ads didn't just sell sea monkeys, they sold a dream. And honestly, sitting here watching them swim around, I kind of feel like that dream came true just a few decades late. So what do you think? Did you ever raise sea monkeys as a kid? Or are you thinking about giving it a try now? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more nostalgic adventures. I've got more fun projects in the works, so stay tuned. Until next time, keep those childhood dreams alive, and I'll see you in the next video.